Lionesses have just 2 games left to clinch their spot at the Euros next summer. First up, it's a must-win match against the Republic of Ireland here at a very wet but sold-out Carrow Road before the decider against Sweden on Tuesday, with England hoping to put in another strong display, just like they did against group leaders France.
Second in the world, the third at St James's Park. And putting it back, and there is moved. De Almeida. Oh, it's a lovely goal. On the turn, the net is found. England with a rare defeat under Serena Wiegmann.
This is disappointing. We continue going to Tuesday, a new chance to play a good game and win again.
It's on Etienne. France facing England. Stanway! Oh, it's a beauty. Russo! Revenge best served in St Etienne. Fantastic performance from the Lionesses.
The Lionesses' first win in France for 51 years keeps them in the hunt for automatic qualification. Serena Wiegmann knows another 3 points are crucial here in Norwich. She makes 3 changes from that last outing, including a start for Maya Le Tissier. The girls in green arrive at Carrow Road still looking for their first goal and first points in these qualifiers, so Eileen Gleeson's side are destined for the playoffs, but will be aiming to put a spanner in the works for their neighbours. Here's how the table is shaping up then. Now remember, the top 2 qualify automatically for next summer's Euros, with the bottom 2 teams batting it out via the playoffs. Leaders France, as you can see, could actually qualify with a win against Sweden tonight. Republic of Ireland are, though, destined for the playoffs, which actually get underway in October. England and Sweden are level on 7 points, but Sweden do have a high goal difference. So it all comes down to that huge decider on Tuesday. And if Serena Wiegmann's side win their next 2 remaining games, they'll qualify automatically, and that is regardless of results elsewhere. And I'm delighted to be joined by 2 people who have represented England at Euros, Eni Aluko and Anita Asante. Well done. You braved the rain, and it's so good to see so many people still out here and force a sell-out Carrow Road. It should be a great game, despite the weather.
Nice July, summer weather.
Middle of July. What a treat we've got you guys here for. Now, Eni, how important is this game for England, especially ahead of a huge decider against Sweden, to put them in the best possible position?
It's so important. England, I think, always have to perform well in these big must-win games. They have to take that mentality into this game, must-win mentality into Tuesday's game as well. We know the next 2 games are huge for England's automatic qualification. And to be honest, I think when England are in this position, they perform well. I was so impressed with their performance away at France. First one in 51 years. They know how to step up to that pressure. They know how to deal with it. I fully expect them to do that tonight.
Yeah, Anita, what was so impressive about that performance against France? Because it's put automatic qualification in their hands.
I think from the first leg, they weren't playing with the dynamism that we're used to in the attack. They allowed France to exploit midfield. They rectified that in the following leg. They were dynamic, they got down the wings, they got balls into the box, they were clinical in those vital moments, and they really were able to just step up another level.
And Annie, what will the Republic of Ireland's players coming into this? They're destined for the playoffs, 0.0 goals. So how will they be thinking coming into this?
Well, I think coming into this group, I think their expectations, it's a hard ask dealing with this group, with Sweden, France and England. So I don't think they would have expected necessarily to qualify automatically, but they would have wanted to be competitive. They would have wanted to show that pride. Remember the Republic of Ireland in the World Cup really performed well against bigger teams, showed that spirit. And I think they'll be looking to go into the playoffs confident, actually, that because of the experience playing against some of these bigger nations, top 6 sides in the world, they can go into the playoffs confident. So they'll continue that experience. There's some really experienced heads like Niamh Fahey and the team that want to take that into the playoffs.
Right, let's hear from the England manager now, shall we? Serena Wiegmann has been speaking to Becky Ives.
Serena, if we start with team news tonight, 3 changes from the last game against France. In your back line, Alex Greenwood and Maya Le Tissier for Millie Bright and Lucy Bronze. Why is this the right game for Maya?
First of all, because she's fit. She has done really well in training sessions, and we've trained for a couple of weeks now. And she showed so many good things in training sessions, and of course the friendly last week, that we think this is the right moment.
Really great opportunity for Jess Park as well. What would you like to see from her?
tightness on the ball, being in the pockets, make sure she's open in the pockets, open up, create things on their half of the pitch, and having an impact on our attacking game.
Now, Ireland was the first win of this campaign. Is it important to take confidence yet not be too complacent when entering this game?
Oh, we're definitely not complacent. This group is really tough. As you see, this is a very important game next and Tuesday too, and it's very close. And Ireland, they're doing well, but the opponents are incredibly good too. We had a very good first half against them, scored 2 goals, could have scored maybe a little more, but the second half they were really pushing, playing very opportunistic, and we were struggling with that, so we really want to stay out of that and play well and be really tight on the ball.
Lovely. Serena, best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
So interesting to hear from the England manager, Serena Wiegman, on her reasons for those 3 changes for England from their 2-1 win over France. Maya Le Tissier then comes in for Lucy Bronze on her full start. Jess Park starts instead of Ella Toone in midfield. As for Alex Greenwood, she is part of that centre-back pairing with Leah Williamson, the captain, with Millie Bright missing out. And as you'll see there at the bottom of your screen, Hannah Hampton stays in goal, with goalkeeper Marriott still recovering and building fitness from that hip injury we saw her go off in Newcastle. So, Annie, I'll come to you first. Maya Le Tissier, a fantastic opportunity for her, who comes in for Lucy Bronze.
Yeah, really pleased with Maya Le Tissier. She's had to be patient. She's been in and out of squads, but obviously always performed well for her club. And now she gets her chance, in a pressure game, a qualifying game. These are the moments you want to see these players who've had to wait their turn perform. She's been unfortunate because she's got one of the best players in the world, Lucy Bronze, in that position. But Lucy, she's an experienced player, not playing today. Can Maya Le Tissier really be solid defensively, but also try and help that attack as well?
And Anita, Jess Park actually started against the Republic of Ireland away in Dublin, and she does so against Knight. What will she bring into that midfield?
Well, for me, I've worked with Jess in the under-23s, and I think the impact she can have in the pockets, picking up the ball, facing forward, being positive, linking with those forward players, and Russo, Hempan Mead, I think is going to be really exciting, because she's a dynamic, technical, gifted player. She's got that tight control. She's the kind of player you don't want to face because she's so crafty and agile. So I think she's a really great addition in today's game.
And Annie, this is such a special night for Lauren Hem, back in Norwich, where she was born. She's actually said that, she hopes that she can inspire lots of other mini Lauren Hems coming through in Norwich. I mean, she's such a big role model here.
Yeah, she's brilliant. One of my favourite players for this England team. I think she's just so consistent as well as an attacking player. Nothing seems to faze Lauren Hemp, and in front of this home crowd, she's got to perform tonight. We know it's a big game. I think the most important thing tonight as well is goals. We saw the goal difference there between England and Sweden. It's tight. Can the likes of Lauren Hemp really imprint themselves on this game, score goals, assist? She's got 3 assists in the last 2 games, so she's really, really influential for this England team.
Right, so that's the England team. Let's take a look at the Republic of Ireland team that Eileen Gleeson has chosen to face the Lionesses. 5 changes from their defeat to Sweden. I suppose the main headline is they are without their captain and star player, Katie McCabe, who is suspended. They've also been hit by a number of injuries. They're without San Diego way forward Kyra Caruso, who normally leads the line for the Republic of Ireland, and she started every Nations League game. And also we have the likes of Amber Barrett coming in for Caruso there, and also great to see the returns of Denise O'Sullivan, who has 113 caps, and Nee Fahy, who starts after 4 months out due to a calf injury. Anita, not having Katie McCabe, the Arsenal player and star for this team, is such a big blow for the Republic of Ireland.
It's a massive miss for them because we know just how crucial she is for this team as a leader on the pitch, but also, she's a set-piece specialist. She'll take free kicks, she'll take corners. She's really dynamic in getting from defensive positions up the pitch to try and encourage her team to get forward in attack. So I think, it's really a shame that she's not available today, but they've put in some experience to try and, fill that void that they have now.
Exactly. They brought in Denise O'Sullivan, 130 caps, bags of experience, and it'll be an interesting battle that in the midfield.
A lot of experience, Denise O'Sullivan, a leader. She's one along with Kate McCabe, who brings that spirit out for Republic of Ireland that we know that it characterises them. And I've played against Denise O'Sullivan. She's difficult to play against. Really technical, clever player. Energy in the team. She brings a lot of energy. She's a bit of an engine, really, the engine room of that Ireland team. She'll want to really get hold of the game today and try and keep possession. they'll expect to not have a lot of possession, but when they have it, they've got to be useful with it, and Denise is a big part of that.
Right, exciting game to come. Right, coming up after the break, we'll hear from Beth Mead as the iconic England forward reflects on her return from injury and getting back to her best. Welcome back to a sold-out and very wet Carrow Road for England against the Republic of Ireland. Lots of excited fans eagerly waiting to see a star-studded lineup for the Lionesses, including the prolific Beth Mead. The Euro 2022 Golden Boot winner and Ballon d'Or runner-up has racked up a long list of accolades. And after coming back from injury, she's hungrier than ever, as Tom Gale reports.
You're now a history maker, a trailblazer, an icon.
Nah, I'm just Beth Mead, that's me.
In 2022, Beth Mead lit up the world stage, winning the Euros with the Lionesses while also picking up the Golden Boot and Player of the Tournament awards, scooping Sports Personality of the Year and being awarded an MBE would later follow, but an ACL injury in November of that year put an abrupt stop to things.
Football is a short career. I think we've got to appreciate it, and I've got a year taken away from me, so I very much appreciate every moment that I get on the pitch, whether it's training or playing in matches.
Have you noticed much change from being away and now getting reintegrated back into the squad?
It takes a bit of time to get back up to speed with obviously the competitiveness that we have in this squad, and the girls have done amazing things in the time that I obviously have been away, and to try and fit back into the puzzle and back into the squad, I think was credit to how good the team were helping me get back up to speed very quickly. And obviously I came back in and got a chance to get back on the pitch, and obviously we turned the game around against the Netherlands. So I'd like to think that I'm doing okay coming back into the setup, and hopefully I can help the team keep pushing to reach them new heights, which we're already doing.
What personally are your ambitions wearing through your eyes?
I mean, obviously, ultimate ambition is to win trophies, win big tournaments, win with the team every game that I get a chance to play, but by doing that, we need to score goals, create chances for people to score goals, so I'm always happy to either assist or score goals for my country. I think it's always a proud moment to be able to do that.
What's the mood and morale in the squad going into Ireland?
Yeah, we're in a good place, you know, we've had a lot of prep camps, we've worked hard, we've fine-tuned a lot of things that we weren't happy with over the last camp, and I think we put a good performance in against France away. Obviously we got our awards and we got the win, and we've put ourselves in a good position for the rest of the games to come.
So is this must-win against Ireland?
Every game's a must-win for an England team, I think. We wanted to win every game, we've not done that, so that's obviously, for us, a below standard for an England team, but all we can do is control the two games that we've got coming up, and we want to win both of them.
A lovely interview with Tom Gale there from Beth Mead. Well, Beth's goal against France in Newcastle actually saw her become England's joint 7th highest goal scorer in any, as you can see. She's in great company.
Well, I hope she goes past me. I mean that with
really mean it? Yeah, I was going to say.
I mean that with all sincerity and genuineness. I'm a big fan of Beth Mead. What a player, what a person. You know, we know she's been through so much, through injury, through loss of a parent. I know full well how much that changes your perspective on life, let alone football. And now in Beth's game, all I see is a fearlessness. You know, she's just such a brilliant footballer, fearless. It's like she never left. You know, a goal against France at home. She came in for Lauren James, hit the ground running, scores, and she's just got that threat constantly in the team. So she's such a big part of this team, and a big person in terms of the mentality that England have towards every game.
And Anita, how good is it, though, to see Beth Mead slowly showing signs of getting back to her best?
Oh, it's fantastic. You know, for me, I know how difficult it is to come back from an ACL. So to have that character a whole year out of football mentally is so challenging. And it's credit to players like Beth Mead who have made and been part of the success of the most successful Lionesses we've ever produced in this country.
Right, well, we have been sport for choice with England recently, haven't we? Let's take you back to that late show on Wednesday night. Here are the Lionesses cheering on the men after reaching back-to-back Euros finals. It's now over to them to seal their spots at the Euros next summer. The teams will be out for the national anthems after this break. Welcome to a sold-out Carrow Road where part of the crowd is made up of 900 Republic of Ireland fans who've made the short trip across the Irish Sea. They're looking for their first points tonight and a big upset against the defending European champions. For England, it's a must-win going into their final qualifying match for Euro 2025 against Sweden on Tuesday to boost their chances of automatic qualification. Annie, this is a massive game for England and they really need to get some goals too because they have a fewer goal difference than Sweden.
Absolutely. Goals are important and we've got goals in the team, you know, whether it's Alessia Russo, who scored a goal in the last game against France away, you know, Lauren Hemp, who assisted in the last 3 games, or Beth Mead, who we've talked about, who scores goals. We've got that in us. Jess Park, can she chip in as well and really bring, create a lot of chances? It is important that England set off right in that attacking spirit, but I always trust that England can score goals.
And Anita, can the Republic of Ireland cause an upset tonight?
I think for England it's about managing the direct play from Ireland and also set pieces, nullifying them, limiting them to scraps really, and dominating that midfield area and things, really trying to put more pressure by dominating the ball.
And Annie, what would the final words from Serena Wiegman be ahead of this game?
I think it's very much treating it the same as they did against France away. You know, we've said it, when England are backs against the wall and they have to come out with a performance, they usually do. So I'm sure Serena would have encouraged them to take the performance on from the last game into this game, dominate the ball as Neat said, be confident and score goals.
Right, time to see how the Lionesses fare. Guiding us through all the action from the commentary box are Lucy Ward, who's alongside Seb Hutchinson.
Thank you, Katie. Well, it feels good to be an England fan right now, just as it did in the summer of 2022. And the Lionesses have it in their own hands to qualify for Euro 2025 and defend their trophy. Whatever happens tonight, their fate will be settled in Sweden, but a win tonight will take out the need for one on Tuesday. Ireland without a point, or indeed a goal so far, but still know a playoff can still help the girls in green reach Switzerland. The weather is pretty miserable, but still plenty have turned out to watch England and Ireland. Anthems first up. It's England against Ireland, and all the action after this short break. It's game 5 of 6 in Euro 2025 qualification for England and Ireland. And a look at the Lionesses. 3 changes from the win in France. Although Hannah Hampton retains her place in goal, Maya Letitia starts at right back instead of Lucy Bronze. Alex Greenwood set to partner Leah Williamson. Jess Park starts just as she did in Ireland. Lauren Hemp began her senior career with Norwich City, so a special night for the Manchester City winger. A significant absentee for Ireland in Katie McCabe, who is suspended, while striker Kira Carusa joins a long injury list. However, experienced midfielder Denise O'Sullivan is back, as well as fellow Centurion Nii Fahy, who returns to the centre of defence. And there is Denise O'Sullivan. Over 100 caps for her country, was unavailable for a game in Sweden in which Ireland came so close to getting a point. I said before, a special night for Lauren Hemp. Georgia Stanway, ready to go. The 2 sets of players take the knee. Away we go as England aim to close in on the Euros, and Ireland aim to keep England at bay. What do Ireland have to do to keep England at bay, Lucy Ward?
Yeah, I mean, they want to finish this qualification group positively. Ireland, you know, they've been tough to beat at times, but they've not scored a goal, particularly after having such a good Nations League competition, you know, winning the group and scoring a lot of goals. But I think England, their focus will really be sharpened tonight. They know what they've got to do over the next couple of games to get themselves to Switzerland next summer.
Ireland playing the back 3 as they have done for much of this qualification campaign. With no Katie McCabe, it's Jess Zhu will be out on the left-hand side, having played more centrally in Sweden. Here's Beth Mead. Carter, stay at left back. Impressed actually in both games against France. 2 excellent passes at the centre of defence for England as Williamson goes long looking for Letitia. Nice chance for her to get forward. Stanway. Going to go back to Williamson again. Greenwood. That's what she can offer in this side. Has to find Stanway and Letitia down the line, and Hemp starting on the right. Stanway, Letitia. Williamson trying to slide it in towards him. Stepping out in Hayes. Williamson expecting England to pin Ireland back. O'Sullivan, who's good on the ball for Ireland, prepared to play her passes.
Yeah, Ireland have probably set up mostly in a 5-4-1, but it looks like they're just leaving a couple up front, just trying to press England. They know that England will push full-backs forward, just leaving the centre-backs. This will probably be the pattern of the game.
They'll try and counter if they can. And Barrett is a willing runner, to say the least, trying to keep herself on side. And has she done it? The answer is no. She had stayed on side there. Mannion was in a bit of space.
Yeah, one thing Ireland do, if they do get themselves in the final third, then they'll commit bodies forward. It's just getting that right pass and trying to exploit the space that England will leave, particularly down in those wide areas.
Ireland have a few players who are born in England. And for Mannion, are those to cut that ball out, so it was destined for Carter. Patton, who we thought might play on the left of the back three, but is on the right-hand side. He's in the middle of the three. Fahy on the left. Lucy said, expect when will drop into a 5. Hannah Hampton, as you understand it, Mary Earps still back to full fitness from the injury that kept her out of the game in St Etienne and took her off, forced her off at St James's Park. Here's Walsh, playing it in towards Mead. Walsh. Carter. Pressure from Ireland, led by Murphy. Walsh. Sullivan. The body check on Walsh. Mead. Hampton expected to be in these sort of positions, Lucy.
Yeah, I mean, that's how they'll build. Goalkeeper joining, and you've got Leah Williamson and Greenwood, probably more of a balance in terms of the right footer and the left footer, and both of the centre-backs can play really pinpoint passes forward with the diagonals. They find players, and that's so important to how England will play tonight.
There's a case in point. They get up the pitch quickly. There's Stanway to Walsh, back to Stanway. Space for Stanway, Mead. It's a lovely move for England, and it's finished off by Russo. Slick football from the Lionesses. An early goal for the Lionesses. Quite the move from back to front. And it's Alessia Russo, England's fine forward, to put them in front.
Yeah, and they started the game really well, England, in terms of finding players with passes. And when you get and you're facing a block and a tough defensive block, you've got to move the ball quickly. And that little 1 and 2 touch, it's so difficult to defend against. So Russo has the composure to finish. She's on a little bit of a roll, isn't she, in terms of being confident, getting the minutes for England, scoring goals. That's exactly what we expect of her, but a great assist from Beth Mead.
Yes, lovely link-up play. And Ireland already on the back foot. A 20th England goal for Alessia Russo. 41st cap as well. A decent return indeed. Still Villa, formerly of Arsenal. Our teammate, clubmate, Beth Mead is up against tonight. Russo settling into that role to replace Ellen White, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, difficult shoes to fill, boots to fill in terms of Ellen White and her goal scoring, but Russo, she's a goal scorer. If you have a run of games and a run of minutes and you get yourself confident, she knows what she can do. And she certainly has shown that. She's got the players around her as well. Beth Mead coming in narrow on that left-hand side, Hemp on the right-hand side. Settled very well, England.
It's Russo's third goal of this qualification campaign. England's top scorer. Here's Walsh into Stanway. An Ireland who kept things pretty tight away to Sweden.
What I would say about Ireland, it's a mid-block, but the wing-backs have jumped early a couple of times. It's just allowed Laetitia in on that right-hand side.
And room for Stanway to shoot from distance or go all the way. And caught in 2 lines in the end.
Smothered out of it in the end. Little John did well. But you would expect Stanway to probably let fly a lot earlier than that. We've seen her score some spectacular goals for England, but she just kept going, didn't she, until Fahy engaged.
The pass to Stanway from Jess Park was sharp, and a player people have been so keen to see more of in an England shirt, Jess Park. Mannion to play it forward, and maybe Ag can make something happen here for Ireland, and Barrett as well. And a shot on goal for Ireland, their first attempt of the game, comfortable for Hampton.
Yeah, it's just a steady effort from Barrett. She was just making sure that she got it on target. They did get players up there, Ireland. You see the bodies back for England, probably a better bet getting it in the middle for Murphy.
Great chance to put Ireland ahead at in their home match against Sweden. Well, they went on to lose 3-0. Score that's helped to have Sweden ahead of England on goal difference as it stands. Russo trying to run away from Hayes. It's been a relatively impressive figure at centre-half for Ireland. And retaining her place with Fahey back, it's Louise Quinn who's made way. Experienced centre-half. Carter into Russo and Park, and the whistle had gone.
Yeah, referee close enough to see that handball. It just jumps up at Russo, but Park is audacious enough to try that. Certainly a clever little player. She arrives in the right areas, just in front of the forward line. And we've seen her do it for a couple of seasons now, playing in that sort of central midfield area. Got that confidence about her. As soon as she gets the ball, she's positive.
That's a free hit, essentially. You can see that the whistle had already gone. Strong header from Greenwood. Russo beaten to it by Hayes, who's good in the air. They will be a threat from set pieces, Ireland, if they can get themselves in situations to have set pieces.
Yeah, and England has struggled against set pieces, particularly the home game against France. They particularly weren't up to scratch and then went and won away in probably the most difficult games of the two.
Serena Wiegmann will have been so delighted with the impact that England had when they played in France after she believed they were the better team at St James's Park. Came away with no points, but in beating France by the same score, they've cancelled each other out head-to-head. Separate sides when they level on points rather than goal difference. And it's relevant in the case of Sweden because they drew with Sweden in their opening match.
Yeah, it's been a tough group. I mean, the teams in the group are obviously really high level, and England just sort of dragged themselves out of a rut that lost against France to go away and win, and then it's sort of building on that momentum after a little break, and I'm sure the break has helped a lot of these players.
So seems to be helping England at the moment. They're moving the ball well in the first 10 minutes. And Park. And almost a mix-up between Carter and Park. Pressure from Patton, but Mead held off the challenge in the end, and then Walsh losing it to O'Sullivan. Murphy picking it up. Now Mannion. Ag.
Better from Ireland because the setup's been poor. That England have got out really easy. Even the two up front, there's no real support in behind, but O'Sullivan getting on top of Walsh is so important. If you're going to play well against England, you've got to make sure the service to Walsh is limited.
And deal with the press, which they haven't done here. Hemp. Patricia. Lauren Hemp. Absolutely love to score tonight at Carrow Road. Greenwood sliding it through to Hemp again. Fancy Hemp will get a chance tonight. Oh, that's a dangerous ball to play, especially straight to Beth Mead. Covered defensively by Patton.
Landed invitingly on the left foot then Mead, but she was just a little cautious. Took it down, took another touch.
There's Walsh. Greenwood. Williamson. And Greenwood to feed that ball through. She's tried to play a few of those passes already. Such an asset for England.
Yeah, just not crunching those spaces. Ireland not stopping that pass forward.
It's a good pass from Walsh to feed it into Park. And it's opened up for Jess Park here to lay it off to Mead, and Mead to go for goal, but not on time. She's claiming a corner, and she's got it.
There's no real pressure on the ball. Look at the space that Park's got, and actually she needed to make a decision earlier, maybe have a shot earlier. It's dropping off and dropping off. At some point you have to engage before they get to the edge of the area.
It feels clear to the layman in me that Ireland struggling in that midfield area, just the two. While they defend this corner. Greenwood, decent whip on it. To be headed away by Ag. Tissier spotted the gap. And waltzes into it, really. Newton appeals for handball. Fahy trying to bring it out calmly. But no, we're ready to go and losing it. That's not a foul. And Russo laying it off. Nicely, she was so unselfish. But goes for goal herself as well. And Carter straight to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, Ireland just survived that. Defence all over the place. Actually asking for a free kick further out. Ireland were, I think it was Little John who was just caught there, but England just trying to pass it in, giving each other a go and have to be a little bit more ruthless, but in the end Ireland just survived. Great effort from Carter in the end. But the back five of Ireland are absolutely getting no protection whatsoever in front. The movement of England is causing problems. Dropping deeper and deeper, and it just creates space for England's clever players to get on the ball.
Carter shot dealt with well by Courtney Brosnan. He's been a big player for Ireland in goal. Brosnan sat downfield. Ireland experiencing a fair few problems defensively at the moment. And only Gleeson will have a lot of concerns.
Yeah, just those lines, the unit in between the units need to be more compact. That's what she's saying. You just need to make sure that you try and stop the lanes into the likes of Mead and Hemp.
Liag gets it wide to Zhu. Zhu driving forward, trying to release the pass, but couldn't find a teammate in green. And Kira Walsh comfortable.
It's about making those passes count. They have got the quality, Ireland, in the final third, but they have to make use of those passes because they give the ball away and then they sort of back into that shape and trying to defend and don't get the ball for a few minutes.
Linking up again down that right-hand side to the point. He's having to cover. O'Sullivan. Given away again in a dangerous position. Look at Parko. Fine run, sets up Mead. Saved by Brosnan. And a free kick to Ireland. Fortunate again.
Yeah, did well there, Brosnan. An Irish keeper. Again, Park, at some point, is she going to let fly? Because she's got that quality. It's a little side pass. You have a go, Beth. Again, Brosnan's equal to it.
Mention what a big player Brosnan was, or has been, for Ireland. Saved a penalty in the World Cup playoff against Scotland at Hampden Park, which helped Ireland to reach the World Cup for the first time. In which they acquitted themselves very well. Williamson.
For Ireland, it's about progressing. Already been to the first major tournament. Can they make the second? They're so well in the Nations League, found themselves in this group full of France, Sweden and England, but they'll have learnt lots, I'm sure. But they need to build that momentum going into the playoffs and use that experience that they've got.
Yes, the third and fourth teams in League A, which is what these teams are in, will face a first round of playoffs against sides from League C. So still an opportunity for Ireland. Here's Park. Another decent run. And Stanway. Letitia in space. And plenty forward here for England. And it goes towards Russo. He did get there first. Alessia Russo, but not on target.
Yeah, brilliant again from Jess Park. breaking the lines, going past a couple of players, and all of a sudden it opens the pitch up for Letizia, who's always that outlet on that right-hand side. And England, in those wide areas, Hemp and Mead, they're cheating a little bit. What I mean by that is they're sort of hanging in positions where they can receive when England win it back high up the pitch, and it's causing Ireland a problem in terms of them getting out.
The goalkeeper down at the moment, which does give an opportunity for...
Tactically down, yeah. You've got to use it.
We must always wait. We must always wait to see. But Gleeson needs this chat with her team.
Yeah, I think it's intelligent management. He needs to just sort of team. They're not really balancing and covering each other within the units. Ireland, one will go when it leaves a space in behind. They're not sort of shifting about as they should, and they've got really experience in those central midfield, Little John and O'Sullivan. Not really getting to grips with what England... What a great little touch that is from Mead. She doesn't really have to do that much in terms of her run, Russo. And then it's about the two-touch and finish. And always a player that is confident as a goal scorer. Performs right in front of the goalkeeper.
Sarina Wiegman really loved that goal.
Well, I think she knows how tough Ireland are in terms of the defending, and how it's important for a positive start for these two games coming up over this next few days.
So team talk finished, goalkeeper back to her feet. I think Courtney Brosnan's okay.
Listen, I won't slate anybody for doing that. You've got to do what you've got to do and make sure the messages get out to all the team.
Absolutely. First 20 minutes have been tricky for Ireland, to say the least. Straight to Stanway, and picked up by Park. He got a foot in. Mead. Carter. Well, the avenue was cut off there to go back to Hampton. And awkward for Greenwood. And they've done well here, Ireland. Murphy. He's got help. Forward Murphy. He's going to go straight to Hampton.
And that's what they need to do, Ireland. They need to show England that there's a threat, there's an outlet, there's someone who is willing to take on a player. And then, because at the moment England are defending with basically two centre-backs, and even them are squeezing the pitch forward. So can Ireland hit the right areas? And Murphy showed a little bit there.
Emily Murphy, one of the younger players in the squad at 21 years of age. So they are missing some key players through injury and suspension. Not easy to face England with your first choice 11. There's Walsh, Stanway. Letizia couldn't get that one under control, but it's interesting to see May Letizia tonight. Knows that if Lucy Bronze is fit, 9 times out of 10 she's going to be starting still, but looking ahead to the future.
Yeah. Absolutely. Succession planning. Lucy Bronze, superb player, probably will be in the England side and squad for many a season to come, but you've got to look to the future, and Letizia is probably the one who will take over, and I'm sure that she recognises this as a good opportunity for her. And good succession planning. That's what you've got to do, and I think that's what Sarina Wiegman has done over the last sort of 18 months or so.
Just can't really imagine life without Lucy Bronze at right back for England. And that time will come at some point. Here's Carter. Hannah Hampton, comfortable with the ball at her feet and trying to get involved in England's build-up. Greenwood, it's not the best ball to Park. That gives Murphy a chance, although Sullivan forward as well, but Murphy gets the pass wrong, and I suppose that's Ireland's problem with this counter, because they are getting the opportunities.
Yeah, Sullivan did really well there, winning the ball back, just smothering Jess Park.
Carter. England being bold with their passing. There has been the odd error so far. Brosnan. It's going to reach Carter, not quite, does find O'Sullivan. England presence in midfield for Ireland. Patton. Mannion onto Barrett. This is better from Ireland. Barrett feeds it into Murphy, and Sue was calling for it on the left. Carter, Russo.
It is interesting, actually, that England are basically playing with 4 centre-backs in the back 4, not really flying full-backs, so that's a reliance on the likes of Laetitia and Carter to get themselves forward. But they're not naturally like that as players. Ireland as well, mostly centre-backs in their back 5. Mannion on that right-hand side usually plays in that position, playing right wing-back.
He's tight to Hemp. Into Patton. Murphy. Hasn't really been able to link up the play effectively so far. Brosnan. Here is Aoife Mannion, Manchester United defender, who goes long looking for Barrett. Drop to Ag. Williamson plays it to Russo, who's told to turn by Park, and picks up the free kick. Incidentally, the referee for this one, Catarina Campos from Portugal.
There's been a little bit of a lull from England since the goal, and it's just allowed Ireland to get themselves in good positions a couple of times, and it's a warning perhaps to England just to step up the intensity, and Russo certainly wants to do that. And Little John just making sure that progression is impeded.
Rusha Littlejohn, a competitive midfielder. Put in from Mannion. Barrett. Patton. Brosnan, piece of him flying across to put the pressure on. Mannion easing Carter out of the way.
Ireland actually had the ball in a good position there, putting a couple of passes. Mannion had it in a good position, and then all of a sudden it's back to Brosnan and a longer ball up that they've then lost possession. Have to take care, a little bit loose in those sort of areas in possession.
Looking for Park. Risky from England again. It's Carter. Heavy touch. Mannion gives it away to Mead. And then nicely done from Stanway actually in the end. Moved wide by Park to Hemp. Jess Park again. Park having so much room on this pitch. Gibson, Walsh, Stanway. Walsh. Looking for Ireland. Hayes back to Brosnan. Couldn't really take a chance. I think she felt she was going to be closed down quickly.
Yeah, better from Ireland, defending the edge of the box, defending deep, denying England that space in behind, and just trying to keep everything in front of them. That a little bit better. England has to have quicker movement.
Ball goes forward. I thought it might drop to Russo there. O'Sullivan. And to turn and find Mannion. Mannion look for a willing Lily Ag down that side.
I'd like to see Laetitia and Carter just in more aggressive full-back positions further up the pitch. It just gives Walsh an outlet if they're a little bit further up the pitch rather than being intact and a little bit safe.
England dominating possession as we thought they might do, over 70% so far. England have had one effort on goal. Remember Barrett. Williamson. Feed it forward. She was looking for him. Forward. Littlejohn. Going backwards here though, Ireland. England ready to pounce until O'Sullivan sorts things out. Mannion. Murphy. Pretty strong. Big part of their game plan was to try and be as physical as possible with all the opposition in this group. Had a good second half actually against England in the Aviva in Dublin. Find that goal though. Had moments in all their games.
Yeah, they're at their best when they make it really difficult and ugly to play against Ireland, and then using the quality players that they've got in those forward areas, which just hasn't clicked, not really had that consistent forward scoring goals. Again, we talk about how tough the group is.
Stanway wanted a free kick there. Stern look at the referee. Hampton puts it towards Hemp. Hayes will do those sort of situations all day long. And maybe there's a situation here for Ireland, but Mannion couldn't receive the pass. Have been in those sort of areas a fair few times in this first half.
Yeah, I think a lot of that is the lowering of intensity from England. You know, you're 1-0 up, but you can't take your foot off the pedal. You've got to keep going.
Just like Jess Park. And look at Russo, committed, determined, Hemp in the middle. Mead wants it, and Beth Mead almost walking her way through.
Ireland, one thing they are doing, not allowing England that much time. It's happened numerous times now where Mead or Park has had the ball ready for a shot and they're just surrounded by green shirts. And those shots have to come earlier, but great powerful play by Russo.
It's Greenwood. Walsh just to fizz that one in as she finds Stanway in that sort of position as well. Stanway and Hemp clips it in and Mannion clears it away. Park. Carter. Dig the cross out and easy enough for Rotten.
Probably 3 or 4 times now, England, particularly players like Stanway, you'd expect to have a go from further out, been in those positions and not had a shot. And if you do have a shot there, what it does is it'll make Ireland defend a bit differently, come and engage and close down. And that opens the spaces up, but England really not shooting enough.
Strong header from Carter. O'Sullivan wants to get it back. That's decent link-up play from Ireland. And O'Sullivan driving forward. Littlejohn. Zoo. O'Sullivan. She clips in and looking for Murphy. Cut out by Carter. Mannion sends it back in, away by Greenwood. And now Russo. Mead. And they will be prepared to pass their way out. Greenwood going for the ambitious switch. Drops to Stanway.
I think it's a worry for England that I think there's probably 5 or 6 times now Ireland have regained possession in those central areas, which are obviously key areas, but they haven't punished England. But you know, further along the line, if you keep giving away the ball in those central areas, teams will score against you.
Walsh. Stanway. Moved on by Letitia to Hemp. Hayes has marshalled Hemp pretty well so far. As I said, talented defender in the Ireland ranks. Jesu. Towards O'Sullivan, who can open her body up and get it wide to Mannion. To Patton. Fahy. Littlejohn. squeezing up. For Ireland to build from the back. Reminder, of course, that the other game in this group between France and Sweden kick off at about 8:10. 24 minutes into that, still goalless. Murphy.
Starting to get a foothold now, Ireland. Connecting passes further up the pitch. It's better from them.
Mannion. Kick it forward. Williamson. There's Murphy. Indeed, a decent spell for Ireland. Ag. Out it goes to Mannion. Sullivan. Zoo wants it on the left, and Hayes to get it over to her.
It's actually since the goalkeeper injury timeout that Ireland have just sorted themselves out a little squeeze. That space in the midfield area, and the Ag's a little bit narrower. It should look a lot better in terms of their passing now, Ireland.
Brosnan. O'Sullivan trying to feed it through. Williamson. Greenwood, centre-back switched for now. Yeah, Williamson. And Hampton.
It's the intensity and the tempo of England's play has really dropped compared to the start of this game.
Hampton taking a chance, and needs to get her again. She does. And your tempo does drop. You can have a cropper, but all of a sudden it might work out here for England. Hent urged on, Stanway inside. Letitia on the overlap. Ireland have got the bodies back. But is it enough? Walsh. Stanway threading it through. Lauren Hent. And Brosnan out quickly. But it's going to be a goal kick in the end.
Yeah, really not that much space. That passing behind has got to be good. Just ran a little bit away from Hemp. And Hayes is doing all she can just to put a bit of physical pressure on Hemp. But that all started that attack from Walsh. And she received the ball. Lack of concentration from Hannah Hampton. Lucky really that she ended up, but the play from there from Walsh was brilliant.
Was it all part of the plan? Because they almost scored at the other end. Here's O'Sullivan. Sullivan's seen a lot more of the ball. But now, when Jess Park gets the ball, the crowd is really lifted. First thought is to run with it, carry it. Makes her so eye-catching. Walsh. The Park calling for that ball in space again, but didn't get it. Referee playing advantage here for England. And there wasn't much of one. Brosnan. Tessier heading that straight to Zoo. O'Sullivan.
I see O'Sullivan makes a difference when she gets on the ball in central midfield, drops her shoulder and just turns out the other way, and it just allows Ireland to get up the pitch. But another passing quality just at the last moment needs to be better. England are giving them a chance though.
Denise O'Sullivan plays her football in the United States, and with no McCabe today, key figure on this Ireland side. The ball goes out to Letitia. Gives me a chance to mention the small matter of a big game taking place this Sunday night. The Euro 2024 final as Spain face England, and our coverage begins from 6:30 p.m. Gary Neville, Ian Wright and Roy Keane, as well as Cameron Carney, join Mark Pugac and Laura Woods for that one. Fourth straight final for senior England teams. Mannion. Taking a chance. Fahy. There's Niamh Fahy again. Patson. Brosnan. Mannion. Didn't just go out of play, but having Niamh Fahy back in the centre of that defence, another important player for Ireland to get back, and she was some defending to do here. Jess Park has the ball in space, urged to shoot, tried to slide it in towards Russo. Patton to Barrett, who fancies the chances of running at Greenwood here. Determined runner as well. Can Greenwood stop this from going behind for a corner? She cannot. But Barrett offers.
However, it's just a one-goal difference. Ireland are right still in it. And England do leave space at the back because they commit bodies forward and set pieces. And the big ones up from the back.
So, this is the chance for Ireland. The chance as any. Littlejohn to take the corner. Have an aerial threat. And they strike before half-time, flipped in by Littlejohn. And then Hampton pushed it away, but it will be a free kick in any case. But the way this game started, we thought England were going to be on a roll once they got their opening goal, but it's not quite been the case.
Yeah, they've lost the way a little bit in terms of the passing is not quite as good. No real movement into pockets that we saw before from Hemp and Beth Mead. I think Ireland have found the way in the game. I think they've just got a foothold in it, but they just need a bit more quality in that final third.
It's Greenwood. Walsh and Williamson. Walsh, Sullivan putting pressure on. Counter going back. Letizia. It goes to Stanway. But that's the best for England, who've made a few errors at the back. And Walsh didn't have that sort of time. England have done that pretty well in spells, but then all of a sudden when England play the pass through, Ireland are stretched. Mead. Inside to Stanway. Still Stanway. Carter. Mead again. Looking for Hemp at the back post. Hayes trying to go short with a pass to Murphy. Take that throw. They'll probably take this situation, Ireland.
Yeah, I mean, I think England were better when the fullbacks, particularly Letizia, was a bit more aggressive with her positioning right on the edge of her position, further up the pitch right at the start and pushing Jess Zhu back. But I haven't really done that since, and it doesn't really give that many options for Walsh when she drops between the centre-backs and tries to build.
Well, England leading this game by 1-0, and France leading against Sweden. Karshawi with a goal, and that scoreline, if it was to remain the same, would send France to the Euros. And a score that probably helps England ultimately, because they know if they better Sweden score tonight, then they'd only need a point in Gothenburg. Mannion to swing that one in again. Just got away from Murphy. Sweden better England score tonight, then England will need to win. Brilliant work from Russo. And Russo, lead is up with her, couldn't find her.
Great play from Russo. She doesn't get the ball in. She makes her own space, and a nod over the top, and then just strong running. Crowded out in the end, but that's positive.
So as it stands, France top of the group with 12 points. England will be second on 10 points, and Sweden third on 7 points. And there is confirmation of that. The situation, if it was all to stay the same, it would mean England would just have to avoid defeat in Sweden. But if Sweden were to beat England, then Sweden would tip England to the automatic place due to head-to-head. 1-1 it was at Wembley between Sweden and England. Williamson forward towards Stanway. Hayes calmly deals with that. See how much time is added on here. There was the break in play. Now Hemp, too much on the cross.
England just set up quite safe when they've got it and when they don't have it. And I think that perhaps they'll come out a bit more positive in the second half to try and get that second goal. Need more shots. They're getting in really good areas at the edge of the box. Need to shoot more. She was happy with the early goal, and then just fell away a little bit towards the end of the half.
Indeed, I mentioned that France score. Northern Ireland winning in Malta tonight. Wales currently 2-0 up in Croatia. And Scotland won 2-0 in Slovakia. All three of the nations are in League B, and all three are pretty much secure in having a playoff place in any case. But very, very late in this first half, Ireland have a chance to clip this forward. They can't really won't have much more time to get it wrong. Little John will try and keep it alive here, but the flag is up. Should signal half-time. And it does, with England starting with a flyer. Alessia Russo with an early goal after a fine move from England. But then after that, they couldn't find another in the first half, and Ireland had some promising moments of their own. Just the one goal at Carrow Road. England 1, Republic of Ireland 0. It's a lovely move for England, and it's finished up by Russo. Slick football from the Lionesses.
Right, welcome back to a very soggy and wet Carrow, but England currently leading here by a 1-0 against the Republic of Ireland, joined by two of England's finest, Eni Aluko and Anita Asante. We luckily sheltered and watched that in the rain, didn't we? But let's get into it, shall we? England off to a great start thanks to that Alessia Russo goal after 5 minutes.
Really great start, and we talked about the importance of goals in terms of goal difference for this group. England started bright, really dominated, really took advantage of a really nervous Ireland start. I thought they looked really nervy, looked like they were almost intimidated by England. Brilliant finish from Alessia Russo, brilliant flick from Beth Mead, great start. I just want England to be a little bit more greedy now because they've had a lot of chances. You see here, Beth comes into this pocket. What a brilliant flick this is. Brilliant way to pass. And then once Alessia Russo's in this position, she's so composed, goes around the goalkeeper, 1-0. Good start. That's on the 6th minute.
Yeah, and I think, what's so great about this is the movement, the timing from Beth Mead and the awareness to know where Lesia Russo is to then make that pass. And they're able to exploit the space that's opening up between the Irish defence and the Irish midfield.
And England have had plenty of really good chances, and a special mention to Jess Park, who's been a shining star in the first half.
Yeah, Jess Park's getting so much joy in that pocket space in behind the Irish defence. She's picking up the ball, she's really positive, she's finding those slip passes and carrying it. And really, it's just a question of decision-making at times, whether or not, when she gets the ball here, can she take the shot on perhaps, open up half a step, open up the goal and have a go. Here she elects to pass to Beth Mead, who goes for the strike there. And again, you see her, the timing of the movement from Russo's perfect, the weight of pass, just not clinical enough, real belief that we're going to score.
Yeah, it's that ruthlessness, isn't it? We're passing when we should shoot, we're shooting when we should pass. And, Jess Park, I think, young players, obviously, sometimes they think they should pass to the bigger players, but you've got to be more greedy, ruthless. It's about goals. Only 8 shots in the first half. It should be double figures with the amount of entries into the box for England.
Also, credit to the Republic of Ireland, because they certainly found their rhythm, didn't they?
Well, especially after going behind so early in the game, to then suddenly find a bit more composure, win the ball in the midfield areas and try to create opportunities and attack. You're seeing the likes of O'Sullivan and Rusha Littlejohn get into the game a bit more, Murphy, and you just see them be a bit more composed, get some passes together, and that's a bit of a watch out for England, just to not allow them those transition moments, I think.
Yeah, they've been set in their shape. They got into their shape after that nervy start. Now they're in that sort of 5-4-1 shape, look a bit more comfortable, have a bit more possession of the ball, but haven't made an entry into England's box. So England can still capitalise, keep creating chances, and again, be ruthless. It's important to score goals in this game.
Well, let's take a look at the other game that's going on, because in this qualifying group, it's all eyes on France against Sweden as well. France currently 1-0 up against Sweden. Now, remember, if Sweden lose to France tonight, as things stand, England win here tonight, the European champions would actually just need a draw in Gothenburg on Tuesday to qualify automatically for the Euros in Switzerland next summer. So it's going to be absolutely fantastic. But we've got a big opportunity in the second half coming up. And remember, here at Carrow, the FA have been celebrating some former Lionesses, honouring these England players from the local region with legacy caps for their contributions. We've got the second half coming up after the break. Don't go anywhere. Southgate's men are one game from glory and their first major trophy in 58 years. England face Spain in the final of Euro 2024. So join Ian Wright, Roy Keane, Gary Neville, Karen Carney and Gaishka Mendieta alongside Mark Pugac and Laura Woods. That's Sunday from 6:30 on ITV1 and STV. So welcome back to a very wet and soggy Carrow Road. Anita, how do the Republic of Ireland get back into this game?
I think from a defensive standpoint, whenever they get England into those wide areas, they have to be much more aggressive in those traps, try and win the ball in those moments, be composed and then find the highest players on the pitch.
And I suppose England really needs to be more ruthless, because it's only 1-0, but it should be actually a few more than that.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep creating chances, which they've done, but when you get into those positions, they've got to be more ruthless, more clinical, take advantage and know and understand that goals in this game is really important for this group, particularly knowing that Sweden are 1-0 down.
Which subs would you like to see come on for England in the second half?
I mean, for me, I would love to see Grace Clinton, because I think she offers something different in there, you know, in that number 10. She takes shots from distance, which causes another problem and another test, you know, for Courtney Brosnan as well to deal with.
And what would the message be from Serena Wiegmann, her instructions to the team? Because we know as things stand, France obviously leading by a goal to nil against Sweden. They need a point on Tuesday, but they'll want goals tonight, really, won't they?
Yeah, they'll be tunnel visioned on this game. I think Serena will probably be disappointed with the amount of chances they created with only being 1-0 up. So I imagine Serena would say, listen, keep creating the chances, but we need to finish this off. This could be 5-6-0. If England really want this to be, that could be the result. No disrespect to Republic of Ireland, but I think that's the amount of chances England have created. Got to be more clinical, more ruthless.
And they need to just punish them. We saw Niamh Fahey trying to dribble out of a defensive third in the ball in those moments, those turnovers. That's when you want to see that intensity rise and that tempo shift to then really test the goalkeeper.
So what do England need to improve on? Any be ruthless, chances, and see some subs coming on? A big opportunity for them as well.
Yeah, big opportunity for the subs. You know, Niamh Charles, Millie Bright, obviously. Set pieces, again, is another opportunity for England. You know, they've got to keep the intensity up. We know when subs come on for England, they always keep the quality high.
And I think the difference is Niamh Charles is a natural fullback. She's going to get higher up the pitch, start to create those overloads and be really dynamic in the final third as well.
I suppose Eileen Gleeson will have been really impressed with the first half, and we're seeing some subs coming on now. Leanne Kiernan, a big chance for her as well.
Massive. I think the difference with Ireland is that Kiernan is really good in those transition moments. She's very quick, so if they can find her and get players up the pitch, then they can start to cause problems.
I wonder as well whether they'll bring Megan Campbell on in the other leg against in Ireland. Megan Campbell's throw-in was almost a corner, it was a set piece. So Ireland have always got that in their back pocket as well to test England. It certainly did in the last leg.
Yeah, that throw-in, 38 metres, it's certainly a weapon for the Republic of Ireland and something that's really hard to defend for England.
Yeah, absolutely. It's defending a set piece like a corner. So, yeah, I think that's something you've got to watch out for.
Right, time to rejoin our commentary team for the second half. Lucy Ward is alongside Seb Hutchinson.
So where we go in the second half, 2 subs apiece. Ireland changing their front line, bringing on Leanne Kiernan of Liverpool and Julianne Russell, who's playing in Ireland for Galway United. And a great story, really, because she was last capped 4 years ago, has had a baby in that time. A year ago, child was born, and she ran a marathon quite soon after that, and now back in the national side. You'll see straight away Kiernan, a different profile of forward now for Ireland up front, compared to Murphy and Barrett. And as for England, Niamh Charles on. She had a calf issue. We saw her withdraw from the squad in the May, early June matches. She's come on the left-hand side. And Millie Bright with Greenwood. And Bright already almost having a problem there. Russell putting the pressure on. And it's Williamson and Carter who have made way. Lucy.
Yeah, I mean, Ireland changed those front two and already they're pressing with a little bit more intensity. I think the girls said at half-time it's important that the full-backs are a little bit more aggressive, and certainly Niamh Charles will be that.
England aggressive there. Russo finds Hemp. Hemp looking back to Russo. And Ireland fortunate. All cleared away. Getting in each other's way, I think. Stanway and Russo. Letitia. Here's Hemp. Kiernan. Who's pretty quick. Kiernan, persistent. Still has the ball. Charles with a footing.
Yeah, I think that Eileen Gleeson will certainly recognise at half-time that perhaps Ireland need to take a few more risks. Changing a front players has already shown a bit of a different tempo, a bit more positivity.
They've scored 5 goals for Liverpool WSL last season. Her 3rd season with the club, having been with West Ham United before then. Good. High pressure though from Ireland. Keenan has seen a lot of the balls in his second half. Trying to switch the play to that side. Here's Bright. Back to Hampton.
I think that England had it in the opening part of the first half. They scored the goal, lots of movement, but I think they need better movement. Sort of deteriorated as the half went on. Better movement into space to receive. You've got the wide players, quite a lot of the time it's landed on their wrong foot. You know, it's landed on Beth Mead's left foot or Lauren Hemp's right foot because they're playing on opposite sides. But they need to get involved as well in terms of getting on the ball in that. But again, ball speed, moving the ball quickly, because Ireland just get themselves set.
From what looked set to be a comfortable game for England, well, the score is what it is. So comfortable as Keenan. Is up there for Ireland. O'Sullivan won't get to that. Walsh putting that ball out of play. We won't have Lucy Bronze with her at Barcelona next season. I understand set to move back to England. Knack leading off.
Yeah, much
the
better.
Challenges.
Much better in that midfield area. Argan, O'Sullivan and Littlejohn.
Osnan. Good out from Charles. Oh, and Mead going for that ball. See pattern. And across to Mead. Just the way she fell. Didn't look too good, and she's just being seen to at the moment.
Yeah, didn't look to be much space on the side there before the advertising hoardings. She fell onto a microphone, as you do.
She's okay, no, she's right, she's right.
That's the England doctor, Dr. Tamnetta, who's just making sure Beth Mead's okay, and a big roar goes round as she goes back onto the field. Here's Bright. Greenwood to Bright again. Letitia. And Stanway finding space in the channel, and Hayes out of position momentarily. Hemp holding off the challenge. Park, that's a lovely ball. And Russo almost converted it.
What a ball. What a ball from Park. I think my initial thought is that Russo perhaps went with the wrong leg. As it came in, Hemp did well, such strength, but she just saw that run, guides it in there. Naturally went with her right foot. And could she have gone with her left? It just looked a little bit awkward.
Big things expected of Jess Park. She's 22 now. Manchester City winger, striker, midfielder, whatever you want to call her.
Yeah, she looks good in that position, those central areas where she just finds space. She doesn't stand in the space, she arrives in it, and it just makes her difficult to mark. And then she's positive as well.
Interesting, England bringing on Millie Bright, who would have helped to deal with the physical presence of Barrett and Murphy, but then Ireland took them off. Russell. Get there, and Bright back to Hampton. The suggestion was going to try and dribble that one. Two WSL champions for Chelsea. Another one at left back, Niamh Charles. Zoo with the throw. Keenan, who's looked to get involved a lot so far. Littlejohn couldn't retain possession. And if you may have seen that Fran Kirby is not amongst the substitutes today for England. She's ill. She is here, but not well enough to play. To plays the pass out. It's an awkward one for Greenwood, who goes long. Fahy. Hayes.
I just found that composure, Ireland. They're happy in the shape that they're in now after that little break. But Brosnan went down and they had a little chat with Eileen Gleeson on the side, and it's just they just look a lot more confident. I think the fact that England are not playing with the same intensity has helped them, but it's too close for comfort, this game, for England. I think they expected to score after scoring so early, and Ireland have made it difficult for them.
Here's Greenwood and Charles. Interesting to see if the scoreline stays the same deep into the game, how much Ireland will throw at it to try and get a point, or maybe they'll be just happy with a narrow defeat.
Yeah, I mean, it's a balance for them, and you know, they've been in a lot of these games within this group. You know, they nearly got a draw against Sweden. It's just that final bit, you know, scoring a goal to take the pressure off the defence.
Hampton up towards Mead. Patton deals with that with ease. O'Sullivan. Zoo. Keeping that ball in play. There's O'Sullivan. That's a good link up here from Ireland now. O'Sullivan, can she dig the cross out? Not quite. Hayes. Starts again. Fahy. Now pressure. Brosnan wouldn't have wanted it there. Fahy has to be careful. Isn't careful. Must be a penalty. Is a penalty. A right mess at the back for the Republic of Ireland.
I'll tell you what, that's a shame for Ireland, because they'd actually got themselves in a positive state in this game. They've got themselves up the pitch, and now just gifting England to have that sort of advantage, but you cannot do that. They're keeping hold of it too long at the back when it probably needed to go forward 2 or 3 passes earlier, and then it just leaves Fahy in a position where she has to foul Hemp. Oh, Hemp's got a free shot on goal, and it ends up that now Stanway's got a free shot on goal.
Well, Georgia Stanway is England's designated penalty taker, and more often than not, she delivers from the spot. A penalty and a chance for England to double their advantage, and Georgia Stanway slots it away. And Serena Wiman will be pleased. They have more of a buffer. It was getting a little awkward, but that penalty has them 2-0 in front.
Yeah, it's a good finish by Stanway, but an absolute gift for England to get themselves 2 goals in front where they probably didn't deserve it. And the pattern of play so far, particularly in the second half, where Ireland looked confident, but you cannot make mistakes at this level against a team like England. Stanway just thrives on that. Absolutely no chance, even if she'd have gone that way, Brosnan. And England just breathe a sigh of relief, that 2-goal cushion. And just defending-wise, it had to be released. I think 2 or 3 passes prior to that, it needed to go up the pitch, because they're actually playing in the right areas, Ireland, before then.
Fahy booked. They're trying to pull back Lauren Hemp. And was just in one of those sort of positions where trouble was coming. Oh, that's all for Greenwood. Russell in behind. Angles tight. Kiernan arriving. Has the chance gone for Ireland? They have 5 waiting for the cross. Oh, and there's Hampton to claim.
Brilliant from Russell. Got right in behind Millie Bright. So there is still that encouragement to get themselves forward. And the end of the cross from Mannion. Well claimed. And Charles just got out of the way then, but you can see the threat in that final third now that Ireland have had, the willing runners, the likes of Russell and Kiernan, who are quite prepared to run the centre-backs of England.
Of course, that goal was so frustrating for Ireland. While it was won, chance was there. And they're totally fluent in their finishing. Brosnan being away, but you could see the trouble brewing for Ireland in that situation. Brosnan out of her goal, Fahy with nowhere to go. Good challenge that went in from Ag.
Tell you what, Ireland will be absolutely kicking themselves. They've allowed England that second goal when they look comfortable. They look like they're getting in good attacking areas.
Speaking of looking comfortable,
there's nothing worse when you feel ill and you've got to sit and watch.
Absolutely, that's why Frank Kirby's not in the squad today, but still, I'm not suggesting she was forced to be here tonight. The weather's not great. But Chloe Kelly looks like she's going to be involved very shortly. Only to add to Frank Kirby, she's left Chelsea after all those years under Emma Hayes and has joined Brighton. Fahy looking for Russell. Now hit. Letitia. Right. Back to Hampton. And that was a vicious pass from Hampton into Stanway. And England give it away. Kiernan slipping. Mannion. Has been able to get forward tonight. But Charles battling hard. And for Mannion, it was mentioned in the first half by Lucy, but all found at centre half when playing in the WSL, but needs must for Ireland.
Yeah, she's a bright player, Mannion. Can try a hand at any position on the pitch. Yes, she's a defender, but she's quite happy to get up and down that right-hand side, and she chooses her moments well as well. I think down that right-hand side, part of the positivity when they got some joy in the first half.
Speaking of positivity, on comes Chloe Kelly, and off goes Beth Mead. Straight away, Lauren Head moves to the left-hand side. It's like default. Didn't have to be told.
Yeah, probably feels a bit more comfortable Head there as well.
So no goal for Beth Mead tonight. Without for Chloe Kelly. This is an area of the pitch that England have strength in depth. Hampton plays that ball into Stanway again. Bright. Kelly. There's Hayes. Strong when that ball's in the air.
Yeah, Ireland have trapped England a few times in those central areas when they try to play the ball up the pitch through the thirds. Sullivan, Little John just snapping at tackles and winning the ball back. That is a slight concern, you know, when you're playing teams who will punish you at the other end of the pitch.
These are the sort of areas. Zoot playing it short to Little John. Goes short. They still have all the bodies up here. So Little John could send it in again. Now that could be interesting for Ireland if it drops to a green shirt. Russell trying to sort her feet out. Little John. And England clear it away. Huge roar from the crowd. Mannion. Send it forward again, and the bodies are up. Hayes wins the header. This is where Ireland can make things awkward for England. But that ball goes out of play, so a chance to mention an equaliser for Sweden against France. Savine Röbrink with that equaliser for Sweden. What that goal means, though, for England are concerned, because England are beating Ireland and they're bettering Sweden's score, it would still mean England would only need a point in Gothenburg on Tuesday. Pressure from Russo. Greenwood.
Ireland has just got to take a few more risks, which they are, just pushing players forward, and that'll open up gaps for England if they move the ball quickly and pass to a white shirt.
Good foot in from Littlejohn. Hayes, it's not a bad ball for Russell, who'll chase those all day. But flag is up. So let's have a look at what that scoreline means for the table. England currently top on goal difference, as you can see there. But they still know whatever happens tonight, it's a big game in Gothenburg, and we will be across it on ITV from 5:30 p.m. on Tuesday. Here's Russo. And a reminder again that sides are separated by their head-to-head. So even if Sweden lose tonight, they could beat England and still qualify. There's O'Sullivan. It's forward, and Russell again. And Bright back to Hampton. Letitia will want to pick this up.
Thorn in the side. Russell, willing runner, has the pace, chooses her runs wisely. O'Sullivan again. Real quality in that central midfield area for Ireland.
As I mentioned, we ran a marathon last year, so it shouldn't be too much trouble. Here's Bright. Getting into Walsh, and now Letitia trying to get her head up and play the ball forward to Kelly. Stanway. Walsh. Pass into Park. Letitia, that's a lovely clip ball towards Kelly. And cover from Patton. Zouk. Russell. Couldn't find Kiernan. Walsh. Kelly.
Yeah, Walsh pulling away into space is so key for England. She's the most important component of how they play England. There's been a good press in that central area. She's struggled to get away from at times.
Well, here comes Megan Campbell. And what Megan Campbell means, long throws. Usha Littlejohn has gone off. Unfortunately for Ireland, it's England's throw at the moment. Russo. He's trying to fight to win it back. Campbell in there again. She has had knee issues. That's why she can't really play 90 minutes. Letitia. Stanway. Feeding in Park, laying it back. Walsh. Charles. And now Hemp. Still looking to find a way through herself, and Hemp clips it in. It's on the back ball towards Kelly. And Charles.
Tell you what, the difference when England move the ball quickly, it's like night and day. Man, it's nice to be patient, but as soon as you get in those sort of areas, you've got to move the ball quickly, and that's where they've been. Had the chances, got themselves in front of goal. First touch from Lee, Charles just takes it away from her to have a shot.
There's the turn from Russo. Two forward, and Russell must be offside.
I'll tell you what, she probably only needs to get that right once. Russell drifted. It's been a good line from England, from Greenwood and Bright, but they know if they get that pass right, Ireland, then she'll be free.
Here's Hampton. Greenwood. Well, a big miss tonight for Ireland, suspended after picking up one too many yellow cards in this qualification campaign. Katie McCabe sat next to Diane Caldwell, another Centurion in this squad.
Yeah, she'll be fuming missing this game. McCabe, so important that sort of build the team around her and her quality. You know, when you've not really got that big a strength in depth, and you need those key players playing.
Fahy, awkward again for Brosnan. McCabe in her position on that left-hand side for Arsenal and Ireland. Excellent. Jess Park, fancy that.
It's better, much more positive from Park. She's got in those positions so many times and just opts for the pass out, the easier pass wide, but just have a go.
She has caught the eye tonight, Jess Park. She did start the game in Aviva Stadium. Those, of course, are competition and the likes of Ella Toone and Grace Clinton now, has to be said. Patton, O'Sullivan, Campbell. And even on halfway, will she go for a long throw? Well, there's going to be an England debut here. Jess Nass of Tottenham Hotspur. As Russo makes way. But the Spurs forward, 23 years of age, was on the standby list, but because Kirby ill tonight, it's given Naz a chance to be involved, and now she will be involved. Her first England cap.
Yeah, it's just wonderful for Jess Naz, who fully deserves it as well. The season she's had for Spurs. Russo going off, getting a bit of a rest, but she's played her part as well in that 9 position.
Yeah, very important equaliser in the FA Cup semi-final against Leicester. But Spurs would go on to win and reach their first ever FA Cup final. Fortunate clash of heads though here from Letitia and Kiernan. And medical care coming across. Remember, there's head injuries. Well, Serena Wiegmann was talking about in her press conference about the England-Netherlands game at the Men's Euros and how it hurt her orange heart. But she will be supporting England in the final, and they are playing in the final. Euro 2024, Sunday, 6:30 p.m. on ITV1. Ian Wright, Gary Neville, Roy Keane, Gaisca Mendieta for the Spanish, and Karen Carney with Mark Pugac in the studio and Laura Woods pitch side. What an event that will be. And this England side hoping to reach the European Championships next year in Switzerland. But they can go into that tournament knowing that they're the holders.
Absolutely. Different type of pressure for this England team, going in as holders, wanting to win it again. And certainly a target for teams to beat. Teams will raise the game against, and I think that's what... Where are you? There she is. I got it in before you.
Yeah, I've been working on that one all week. No, Delia Smith, chief investor of Norwich City Football Club, and that's Michael Wynne-Jones next to her, another investor in the club. Been together for so many years now, in charge. The Canaries, the women's team, taking over the Norwich City badge relatively recently. It goes to Brosnan. Oh, awkward. And it almost went in for Nas, but she's waiting for that ball back in again. Would it break to her? Kelly! And the block in there, I think, from Hayes. What a moment that would have been for Nas.
Absolutely. What a start to her England's senior career that would have been for Jess Nas.
Charles. Here's Patton. Just one throw, that's all Ireland will ask for here. Because it really put the fear of God into England at the Aviva. Didn't have a great second half there, the Lionesses. And that throw was a big part of that. There's Letitia. Bright. It goes to Charles. Touch was heavy. Rescued the situation in the end. Have looked dangerous in this game, England, but not always fluent.
Yeah, it's getting back into the rhythm. You know, I've had a break which is well earned and needed by a lot of these players, but you've got to get yourself going. It's not easy conditions. It's been raining heavily all night. It's not an easy team to play against in Ireland. They were thorough and well drilled, and they worked so hard off the ball.
Walsh. Now Hemp. Be the biggest cheer of the night if Lauren Hemp could find the net. Charles Hemp. Awkward. And England lose it. Now this is a chance for O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan. And it's blocked by Greenwood. It opened up for Ireland's experienced midfielder there. Here's Park. She'll earn the free kick, but what a moment that would have been for O'Sullivan.
Again, Ireland just have bodies up there. That's good defending by Greenwood, I have to say. Great block.
On the line it goes. Still chase. I mentioned it being a big opportunity for Jess Nas because we know how consistent Sarina Wiegman is with her selections. And getting those caps, you have to really work to get that opportunity, and she has done that. Recovered from a serious knee injury a few years ago. Charles. Hemp. Walsh. And Charles. Walsh. The sequence of play that maybe sums England up in many respects. Sharp passing and then some loose passing. And then Jess Park dribbling and the disguise pass as well. Walsh playing it into Kelly. Felt a little nudge from Campbell that did enough.
Certainly look more comfortable now. There's a 2-goal cushion. England, they were looking extremely uncomfortable at the start of the second half when Ireland had a little bit of dominance further up the pitch, but that second goal was just taking the wind out of the momentum that Ireland were building.
There's no lies there. The Lionesses reigning European champions. And will England's men become the same? Mannion clips it forward. Oh, there's too much on it. And as you would expect in the press conference, Sarina Wiegman and the players were asked, do you have any advice for Gareth Southgate and his players? And they said, I don't think they need much advice.
Yeah, it's a clever answer actually, but Sarina Wiegman knows full well that the processes are in place on the men's side. Just wishes them luck, as we all do.
It truly is Team England, really, with St George's Park and the set-up there. You feel if the England men do win on Sunday, it would complete quite the set, really, when you think about successful men's under-21s, under-19s, under-17s. Under-17 women reaching the final of the Euros this year, losing to Spain, incidentally. Here's O'Sullivan. Campbell. That's just what she was looking for, really. Maybe just a bit too close to the halfway line. Hayes. Campbell. Little clip ball down the line, and Russell won't quite get there. So close.
Yeah, they're holding the line well, England, but if I was Russell, she's so quick, she didn't really need to go early. If it's a foot race between there and the centre-backs, then she's going to win it, but they're holding the line very, very well there. Charles and Greenwood and Bright.
That's passed straight to Mannion. O'Sullivan. Mannion. Patton. Mannion. Greenwood. Getting it over her head. Kiernan. Controls that well. Russell. Kiernan. Making a run into the penalty area. Let's go behind for a corner. It does. Again, England back into that pattern again.
Yeah, they look accomplished in some of those phases. Ireland certainly benefited from a really tough group. But they need to carry on into the playoffs, build on the first major tournament experience that they had last year.
Just love a goal at the very least. Haven't scored in this qualification campaign yet. Campbell to take this corner for Ireland. It's penalty area as well. Hampton pushes it away. O'Sullivan is going to come back out to Campbell. Plenty of green shirts forward again. And Millie Bright will head those away all day long. And look at Nas. That must be a yellow card. Kiernan determined to make sure Nas could not get away.
The last thing Ireland wanted there was Nas to get on a bike and get up the pitch. Kiernan knowing that just allows her team to get back in to then defend. There's good clearances. The first one from Greenwood and the second one from Millie Bright from those corners as well.
Letitia. She'll look for Nas. And Hayes won't get there first. Nas, Hayes committed herself. We've seen already she is a committed defender indeed. It's the sort of pass that Nas was looking for.
Yeah, different opposition really to Russo wants to come short as well as stretch. Nas have looked to stretch in behind. All you need when you've already played 80 minutes or so as a defender.
Going to take him short. Greenwood to send it in. Russell. Russell, a touch to get away from Stanway. Here's Ag. Mannion is ahead of her. And Charles helping England out. It is a free kick in the end. Gleeson will be part of this game that she will be pleased with. Maybe the fact that England haven't really hit their stride for long periods of the match.
Yeah, I think they should be happy, Gleeson, with the response when she got all the team together. When Brosnan went down injured in the first half, they responded to that and they worked better. The distances between the units were less and it didn't allow England that space that they had leading up to that and having the goal.
So Megan Campbell's jogged across here, I think, to take the throw.
These are actually more difficult to deal with than corners, because the flatter, the straighter goal, any sort of deviation, any sort of touch can end up in the back of the net.
Well, the towel is out, making sure she can grip hold of that football and get the distance. She got enough space. They have to bend her run up here to get the distance. Campbell. It's a shorter one. I think England put the boardings like that to not give her space. Russell, and the flag goes up. So unfortunately for Campbell, I don't think the space is there.
Yeah, she's got the towel, but not the space, by the look of it.
Yeah, the towel was huge, wasn't it? There's more space on this touchline, and space here for Kelly. Letitia. Well, we've seen one debut already tonight. Jess Naz are about to see another one. Viva Jones, the Chelsea youngster, is going to come on shortly. And I suppose this all felt like a game where Serena Vigneault was going to give opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, these players that Serena Vigneault brings in have to reach her high standards, and it's not really been a huge overhaul since the Euros, but she's gently brought new players, younger players, different players into the squad to try to sort of raise the level and keep progressing. Viva Jones is certainly one of those that can benefit from that.
Signed a new Chelsea contract at the back end of last year after promising senior season with the club. Campbell. Stanley. Charles. England 2-0 up here. France 2-1 up against Sweden. Toto, who scored against England at St James's Park, has got that second goal. So even though England were top of the table, that goal puts France top of the table, but funnily enough helps England more, because it keeps Sweden at 3 points behind, meaning Sweden will have to beat England in Gothenburg as it stands to deny England a place directly at the European Championship. Kelly takes the corner short. Park. And Park had no right really to go down that. Still have the ball. Walsh. Kelly just looking at the referee, waiting for the free kick to come, and it didn't. The pressure from Greenwood. And Greenwood's looking for Hemp. And Hayes, but it's still Hemp. Greenwood. Kelly. Charles is in there. Campbell clears away. Russell. Full of endeavour.
Terrific again from Alex Greenwood. I tell you, she's a standout player for England every time she plays. She's not always guaranteed to start because of the makeup of the centre-back sometimes Wiegman chooses.
And here comes a Louise Quinn to replace Niamh Fahey. And Quinn, a serious aerial presence for Ireland, who still feel there's a goal out there for them. And two players who played alongside each other on so many occasions, but one preferred to the other. right from the start. And a big cheer goes round the ground for another debutant. And a big cheer for Lauren Hemp, making way. No goal for the Norfolk native tonight in Norwich. A debut for Aggie Beever-Jones after 11 goals in 17 WSL matches last season for Chelsea. A breakthrough season for the club.
Absolutely. Talk about announcing yourself on the top level in women's football in this country. Certainly does that. Shot herself. She's good size. She's tall. She can play wide or central areas, and this will not faze her.
Absolutely confident player to add to the collection of talented forwards that England have. Not much time left though. Campbell into Russell. I think Millie Bright was going to let that ball run out of play, and then she thought twice about it. Beever-Jones have put pressure on Brosnan. And unbelievably, the flag is up. That's up the pitch. 90th minute. England closing in on back-to-back victories.
It's been a slog at times during this game, but I think that gifted second goal, the penalty, certainly helped England. Not quite as cohesive and balanced as you'd expect, but it's most important is getting the win.
We're expecting 4 minutes to be added on. Can Ireland find that first goal of this qualification campaign? O'Sullivan sold a teammate short. And Beever-Jones with intent and turns. Moves it wide to Charles. And Charles back inside to Kelly. Wide it goes.
Now, when they connect passes well, England look really good. Great ball into the middle, just trying to guide the ball into the far post, but good initial contribution from Beever-Jones. A little bit of a shinny there.
To be for Chloe Kelly. But her first glimpse of Aggie Beever-Jones there. Worried she might not get a chance in the time remaining. Greenwood back to Hampton. Protect the clean sheet. She started the last England game at Carrow Road, which was a goalless draw with Spain. Start of 2022, the Arnold Clark Cup. Here's Beever-Jones. And she tees it up for Stanway. Expecting Jordan Stanway to hit the target from there.
It's a difficult one, probably the most difficult of all when it's coming across your body. It sort of strikes across the ball. Great work from Beever-Jones. Tries to strike across it. She certainly has that in a locker. Not quite on target.
Right smile, knowing that England are only a few minutes away now from sealing the win. That's all that was important, really, ahead of that huge game on Tuesday. Stanway. Walsh. Forward. Beever-Jones running in the channel again. And then Patton maybe with a bit of cramp in stretching for that. She's okay. And Patton, who only chose to play for Ireland just before the Euro qualifiers. Letitia. Now Stanway. Naz. Moved out the wide areas with Beever-Jones through the middle. There's Beever-Jones straight away, turning. And then giving it away to O'Sullivan. And Kiernan's made a good run. Kiernan's got the pace here on Greenwood, not quite.
Yeah, brilliant again, Greenwood.
Kiernan full of running and intent. Be a throw-in. Is there room for Campbell on that side of the pitch?
Yeah, used the ball well, O'Sullivan getting Kiernan in there, but again, Greenwood has been equal. as she has been all the time I've seen her recently playing for England.
Well, there was some debate, actually. Campbell said, do you want me to take it to Mannion? And Mannion went, yes, I do. So she's going to go across here. And maybe the last minutes of time to play. Just isn't the space, really, for Campbell on that side to wind one up. Using every inch of the pitch available. In it goes, helped on and flicked on, and Hayes with the header, and there's Russell! And Ireland do have their first goal of the qualification campaign, and that's how much it means to them. And a great story for Julianne Russell to find the net as well. Over 4 years since her last cap. But she's made an impression in this second half. And she scored for Ireland.
Yeah, and I think that Ireland deserved a goal. The way that they've played at times during this game. Russell, she's been caught offside a few times. And England, again, we're looking at it from their point of view, susceptible to a set piece. Great finish.
And that was pretty much the last action of the game. England do an Ireland double, winning home and away. But it wasn't so easy second time round. They did get an early goal for Alessia Russo in the 5th minute. Georgia Stanway with a penalty just before the hour mark gave England a buffer, which they didn't need in the end, because with almost the last kick of the game, Julianne Russell scored Ireland's first goal of this qualification campaign, but they've still lost every game. For England, attention now turns to Sweden. Final score at Carrow Road, England 2, Ireland 1.
So despite conceding late, it's job done for England tonight to put them in a good position for that decider on Tuesday against Sweden, and that is thanks to goals from Alessia Russo after 5 minutes and that penalty really well converted by Georgia Stanway. So the Lionesses, a good win for them, with it all focusing now on Tuesday's decider. Right, let's take a look at how the table is looking. So France do qualify. They're currently, the latest is 2-1 over Sweden. So that's just a couple of minutes left of that game. So France currently 2-1 up over Sweden. So they are qualifying as things stand. As for England, their win over the Republic of Ireland tonight means that they move up into second on 10 points and just need 1 point in Gothenburg on Tuesday. So that's looking really promising. Well, as for the Republic of Ireland, it's 0 points and actually just 1 goal for them. So they've actually boosted their record there. But the Republic of Ireland are destined for the playoffs, with the first round getting underway in October. Right, a good win for England despite conceding late, but overall Serena will be pleased with that performance, I think.
Yeah, it's about the result, and I think when you look at the table, you look how tight it is, that is a big result for England tonight. Not the best performance. Sometimes when you bring on players who've not played often, sometimes there's a little bit of a drop-off. They'll be disappointed to concede in the second half. I think Republic of Ireland were certainly better in the second half, but that is a big result for England. It takes massive pressure off going into the game against Sweden, where they only need a point.
Yeah, it's job done for England. You know, it wasn't a complete performance that we saw against France away. But at the end of the day, that's what they needed to do, and it makes the momentum going into Sweden that much better for them. They'll have that kind of ease going into that game, knowing they just need to secure a point.
And it was also good to see some of those changes, like Jess Park, really shining tonight.
Yeah, really happy. You know, we're quite demanding of Serena to give people a chance. And Serena listened tonight. I was so happy to see Jess Nars get on, Aggie Beaver-Jones, you know, as you said, Jess Park, Maya Letitia all performed tonight. That's what we want to see, because come next year, hopefully, come the Euros, some of these players want to be knocking on the door. They want to be saying, I want to be in that squad. So these are the pressure games they need to be part of. And it's just good to see. Big smile on Jess Park's face there. She played really well in the first half. I would have loved for her to be a little bit more greedy and get a goal, but she definitely played her part.
Well, let's let's run through the goals, shall we? Because it was a great start by England, wasn't it, Annie?
Yeah, it was. It was a good start, and I think England do this really well. They start bright, start on the front foot. Great little interlink play here. Brilliant ball from Beth Mead. Perfect weight of pass. And I think Alessia Russo, 9 times out of 10 in this position, she's so composed, goes around the goalkeeper, 1-0 in the first 10 minutes. Yeah, it was a good start for England.
Yeah, and I think they just exploited the space that Ireland gave them. And it happened because they were playing quickly, 1 and 2 touches, having that awareness and scanning, knowing where those players were, and obviously had the quality at the end of it to finish it off as well.
And as for the second goal, that came through a penalty. Georgia Stanway converting so well. And Anita, that was actually thanks to England's high press.
Yeah, I think actually, you know, it was against the momentum. Ireland kind of were dominating the first 5-10 minutes, but they played into their hands. They started to play backwards. You see here, Nifar, he plays into Brosnan, goes back across. England's pressure is coordinated. They're going with intensity. They're going with the right timing. And here they just force that Republic of Ireland defender, Nifahi, into a mistake. And in the end, she's just grappling for anything to try and prevent what would probably be a very easy goal for Lauren Hemp.
I've played with Nifahi here. One of the things I respect about her game is that she does always try and pass her way out. But I think in that occasion, it was the wrong time. She's not sure what's on her back shoulder, and it's led to that penalty. When Georgia Stanway gets in that position, she's really emphatic in terms of her penalties. But I think that Nifahi, I know her well, she'll be disappointed with that.
And as for Republic of Ireland's goal, they left it late, but Julianne Russell, I mean, she really stepped up, and it actually came from Megan Campbell's. We were talking about it at half-time, weren't we? With her long throw-ins, delivering once again, Anita.
Well, we always said Republic of Ireland, this is the thing they have in their toolbox. Bring on a player like Megan Campbell who can hurt you with this long throw, and set pieces as the area that they were going to cause problems for England. And at the end of it, you see they get the first contact in the box. England aren't able to really get any contact and clear their lines. They get the second, the third, and in the end it's an easy finish for them, and something that England will have to be mindful of.
Yeah, I think Russell deserved that goal as well. I think she had a brilliant second half. I just think England need to be aware of that. You know, when they analyse that against Sweden on Tuesday, Sweden are very good at set pieces, so they'll look at that just as a point of analysis and go, listen, first contact, second contact, we need to be better. Certainly against Sweden, they are strong. They can punish you on set pieces, so that'll be an area that England want to work on, even though they've won the game.
Right, let's get some reaction, shall we? Because Becky Ives is speaking to a player that played so well in this game, Jess Park.
Jess, congratulations. Conceded late at the end there, but overall, just job done tonight.
Yeah, job's done. You know, we got the 3 points. Obviously disappointed to have conceded that last goal, but I think, you know, we had lots of opportunities to put the ball in the back of the net, and as a whole we played well, and, you know, happy to get the 3 points.
An opportunity for you tonight. Did you enjoy it out there?
Yeah, I loved every second. You know, I always want to be on the field, so yeah, it was a real good game tonight.
Have you had to be patient? What's that like?
Yeah, definitely, you know, but I'm always ready. I'm always, you know, trying to do whatever I can on the training field to get me on the pitch.
Well, this has set you up now for a crucial game against Sweden. Just how focused are the group on that game now?
Yeah, we're so focused. You know, we've been focused. We've been in prep camps. You know, we've been working really, really hard, and obviously we just want to get them 3 points.
Excellent. Jess, thanks so much. Well done.
Thank you.
Well, she played so well, didn't she, tonight? Well, stay there, everybody, because after the break, we'll have more reaction and, of course, hear from the England manager, Serena Wiegman. That's coming next. So the Republic of Ireland scoring that late goal, but England still go away as winners 2-1, meaning that on Tuesday they just need a point in Gothenburg, and that would mean that they would qualify for the Euros next summer. So jubilant scenes with Serena Wiegman, happy with her side's performance tonight. So Enia Luco and Anita Sante, I mean, England probably needed to be more clinical, 16 shots, and that's definitely going to need to happen on Tuesday.
Yeah, I think obviously when you create the amount of chances and shots, you always want to score more, a little bit more greed, a little bit more ruthlessness, but they've won the game, and that's what's important. It'll be interesting to see what team starts on Tuesday. I expect Millie Bright to come back into the team, whether Jess Park, then, you know, maybe she may start again. We don't know. She played very well tonight. But I think England overall, they always step up when they need to get a result. They'll go into Tuesday very, very confident. Now they know they only need a point.
A chance now to hear from the England manager, Sarina Wiegman. She's speaking to Becky Ives.
Sarina, congratulations. It's all about the result tonight, but from your point of view, the performance that you saw out there?
Yes, of course, happy with the results. I thought we started really well. We played very well, and we scored a goal, incredible goal. The best goals are the goals when it goes over many players. So that was really good. I think after that, we created still a lot of chances, but we should have played more in the pockets and more behind, I think. So we were sloppy at moments too. I think the second half we also could have put it to bed, and still some very great moments, but also some moments that we keep the ball in defense and short passes, and of course they were pressing on that too. But we created some very good chances too. So you hope that we then score some more goals, because that was the level difference, I think, today. And of course I was very frustrated about their goal in the 90-plus minute.
After 20 minutes, it seemed potentially that Ireland started to get a foothold more in the game. Was that something that they did, or did England sort of take their foot off the gas a little bit? Yeah, that's a good question. I think a little bit of both. I think they tried to push a little higher, but they swapped some players, but they didn't do a lot different. I think that we kept playing short a lot, and I think we should have skip players a little more, or play more in the pocket or behind, and that would have helped a little more. Is that something that you want to address before the Sweden game, that potentially they're going to have to keep that pressure on? Well, the team knows, and that's going to be a total different game, different opponent. They'll play a different system too. But yes, what we want to do is, of course, today I thought the team was really aggressive in press, and that's what we want to keep doing. But you can't do that, of course, 90 minutes. So at moments you have to drop a little deeper. I think the game for Tuesday, will show that too, because of course I'm not sure how it finished now, but Sweden has to win. So no, that's a different game. We'll get ready for that, and we always know what we want to do better in the next game. In terms of team selection, I'm sure it's always difficult for you, but did people out there tonight stake their claim, like Jess Park? You gave a couple of debuts as well to Jess Naz and Aggie Beaver-Jones as well. Yeah, well, in the training sessions they did well, and Jess Park has played a couple of times already. I think she did well. But what we also did is some management of load, and we had some yellow cards in the team. So we also wanted to manage that and take some risk out of that. Okay. Sarina, best of luck for Sweden. Thank you. Thank you.
So interesting hearing from Sarina Wiegman there, saying that England at times was sloppy and they didn't take their chances. Something they're going to need to put right on Tuesday, Anita.
Yeah, it's something that we felt during the game, that they dominated the possession and the ball, but in certain critical moments, they allowed Ireland to suddenly get more comfortable and a bit more composure and affect their play. And that's something they got to watch out for, because Sweden is a different proposition altogether. They're another level again, and they know they have to go out and get a result.
England have never beaten Sweden away, so it's going to be a tough test, isn't it?
It's always a tough test. We've had a few tough tests against Sweden, and it's always a tough game. But I think England should be confident. They've got to watch out for the strengths of Sweden. I think on the counter-attack, certainly the game at Wembley, Sweden were very good at that, set pieces as well. But England would be focused on themselves. The chance creation, the ability to be clinical, and now they know what they have to do going into that game.
Yeah, they just need a point in Gothenburg on Tuesday. Enia Luca and Anita Sani, it's an absolute pleasure. And well done for braving the rain with me. It's been quite the task. Right, lots more sport coming your way on ITV. Tomorrow morning, you can catch the opening show for the latest racing tips and previews at 9:30 on ITV4. That's ahead of a bumper day of live racing from Newmarket, York and Ascot. That begins 1:15 here on ITV1 and STV. And on Sunday, it's the big one. The Euro 2024 final, England against Spain, will have all the build-up from 6:30 on ITV1 and STV. And on Tuesday, it's that huge deciding clash between Sweden and England. Find out if the Lionesses can book their ticket to Euro 2025. That's at 5:30 here on ITV1 and STV. So job done for England after a good 2-1 win against the Republic of Ireland, with all eyes on that decider against Sweden on Tuesday. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you then.